What's up, Panther Nation? Apologize for the long absence, but feels good to be back. In Film Room Episode 18, we're going to look at some route concepts employed by new offensive coordinator Joe Brady. If you recall, Joe Brady was with the New Orleans Saints in 2018 before he had went to LSU to become an offensive assistant there. While in New Orleans, he was tasked with getting Teddy Bridgewater up to speed on the playbook, because if you recall, Teddy was with the Jets for most of training camp and preseason, so he came on late. So him and Brady just developed a close relationship while trying to work with each other and get caught up on the playbook. So now that Joe Brady has his first offensive coordinator job here in Carolina, one of the things they went out and did was get Teddy Bridgewater, who's familiar with a lot of the concepts that Joe Brady employed. What you'll notice in watching the film is a lot of the things you see in LSU were also ran in New Orleans when Teddy was filling in for Drew Brees during his 5 starts. So let's get into some of these route concepts and break down some film. First, let's take a look at the switch concept, which is something you'll see a lot of from both LSU and with the New Orleans Saints. In this case, LSU is going to employ this concept at the top of your screen, as you're going to see the running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire run a post towards the middle of the field, and Jamar Chase, the slot receiver, run a wheel route right behind him. Switch concepts are very effective in man coverage. As you'll see here, Edwards-Helaire is going to run in front of the cornerback and kind of knock him off track. The Florida DBs, rather, are going to end up running into each other, which will allow Jamar Chase to get free down the field and allow LSU to generate an explosive play. Here you're going to see New Orleans employ that same concept as well. In this case, you're going to see Michael Thomas run the wheel route, but the cornerback Byron Jones does a good job of avoiding that pick coming from the outside receiver and staying with Michael Thomas. Plus, you see that safety over top preventing the deep ball. But what Teddy does a good job of here is throwing the back shoulder throw, noticing that Byron Jones isn't looking back at the football and still being able to complete the pass on the play. So you just see the excellent chemistry there between Teddy Bridgewater and Michael Thomas. Let's watch it from a different view here. You're going to see Teddy do a 5-step drop. He sees that Byron Jones isn't looking back at Michael Thomas, does a good job of stepping into his throw, and makes a very accurate ball towards the sidelines on the back shoulder, allowing the Saints to get a first down. On this next play, the Seahawks are going to come out in this 2-deep split safety look. On this play, the Saints are going to run the switch concept at the top of your screen, but this time, we're going to send Michael Thomas on this deep 10-yard out route, and Alvin Kamara is going to come out of the backfield on a swing route. On this play, pay close attention to this outside linebacker here. If he sinks into his flat zone, like in a cover 2 or a cover 4, then a throwing window should open right behind the linebackers to hit Michael Thomas on that 10-yard out route. If he turns and runs with the receiver, then Teddy will check the ball down to Kamara and let him make the play after the catch. As you'll see here, Seattle sinks into a cover 4. You have 2 over-the-top defenders to take away the switch concept, and the linebackers are going to their flat and curl responsibilities. As a result, Teddy's able to find Michael Thomas in that soft spot in the zone, and the Saints are able to get a first down on the play. On this play, the exact opposite is going to happen. You're going to watch this slot defender here turn and run with the receiver. As a result, Teddy knows to check the ball down, as his safety can't get across the field in time to make a play on Latavius Murray. Teddy's able to make a quick decision, get the ball to Murray in stride, and allowing him to get a lot of yards after the catch to get a first down and move the sticks. Let's look at one more switch concept here. You're going to see them run it with Ted Ginn on the short side of the field here. Watch as Ted Ginn's going to go slowly into his route and watch him accelerate. And right here, you're going to have the safety in a dilemma with 2 guys attacking him. He's going to break out in the out route, which opens Ginn up on the post, and Teddy's able to find him for the deep ball and another touchdown for the Saints. Now let's watch a different angle to see Teddy operate in the pocket. As you see here, he does a good job of stepping up and avoiding that interior pressure, finding that open lane, stepping into his throw, and delivering the deep ball to get the ball to Ted Ginn in the end zone. So as you can see here, the switch concept does a good job of generating explosive plays for offenses and helping stretch the field to open up the underneath routes as well. The stick concept was a staple in both LSU and the New Orleans Saints offenses. It involves one receiver stretching the field vertically, another receiver running a quick hitch, and another receiver attacking the flats with a speed out. The stick concept is effective against both man and zone coverages and creates easy reads for the quarterback. So let's look at some ways in which LSU and the New Orleans Saints both utilize the stick concept and blitz both man and zone. On this first play, you can see that's a pretty simple read for the quarterback. The inside slot defender is playing off coverage, so as you can see, Joe Burrow knows that he's going to go right to the quick hitch route, which should be wide open. As you see here, without hesitation, Joe Burrow knows where the ball's going before the ball's even snapped, allowing LSU to get an easy 4-yard gain on the play. Now let's watch the Saints employ the stick concept. As you see here, you have the vertical route, the speed out to the flats, and the quick hitch on the wide side of the field. But notice here how Tampa Bay, it comes out in press coverage on the slot receiver, Michael Thomas. So instead of working the front side stick, Teddy's going to use this favorable matchup on the back side since there's linebackers blitzing off the edge, leaving the middle of the field wide open. So as you can see here, he goes to his slot receiver, Michael Thomas, on that favorable matchup, and the Saints are able to get a touchdown on the play. So as you can see, you don't always have to necessarily work that front side stick when you have a favorable matchup like you do with your best wide receiver moved inside towards the slot. You can take advantage of those matchups and still be able to attack defenses. Let's take a look at this next play. Here you're going to have a different little bit of a wrinkle to the switch concept where your slot receiver is going to run a slot fade. But you're still attacking the same three levels, the flat, the slot fade, and the quick hitch. In this case, again, Seattle's going to come out in press coverage, so instead of working the side of the stick route, Teddy's going to go to the backside with the quick option route to Michael Thomas. Here he gets able to get the defender on his heels. He's able to get the quick slant for another positive gain on first down. So as you can see, there's just various ways to use the stick concept to attack defenses in both zone and man coverage. Now let's take another look at another use of the stick concept, but this time Teddy's going to attack the slot fade. You see Seattle comes out again in press coverage, so now you have the one-on-one matchup with your tight end coming out of the slot. Teddy does a good job of throwing the back shoulder throw. It's an accurate on-point ball, but unfortunately Jared Cook drops the ball there. So you just see the various ways the stick concept can be employed. Next, let's take a look at some shallow concepts which allow offense to attack the defenses over the middle of the field at various levels. They're also effective against blitzing linebackers that vacate the middle of the field, leaving openings for offenses to attack across the middle. In this play, you can see LSU is going to send Thaddeus Moss on the shallow cross, and coming behind him on the backside, you'll have two double digs from the receivers. The bottom of the screen, you'll have the receiver running the clear out to take the top off the defense. First thing you'll notice is LSU is going to come with this play action fake. Notice how this allows the linebackers to creep up, creating an opening right behind them with the double digs. Also, you'll notice the shallow cross coming from Thaddeus Moss keeps the defense honest as well. Also, you'll see at the bottom of your screen, the receiver at the bottom on the clear out is going to take the safety and the corner with them. So when you hear the term take the top off the defense, that's what they mean. As a result, you're going to see this huge throwing window open up across the middle, and Joe Burrow is going to be able to deliver a strike to Justin Jefferson over the middle, and LSU gets a huge gain on the play. Now let's watch it from a different angle. As you'll see here, the play fake is going to keep this linebacker, number 41, coming up, and that's going to allow the double digs to come right behind him, and Joe Burrow be able to step into the pocket and deliver a strike across the middle to get the huge gain for LSU. On this next play, LSU is going to run the double digs from the trip side in this 3-by-1 formation. Jamar Chase is going to come from the single receiver side on the shallow cross. What you'll notice here is both the flat defender and the corner both cheat up to try to take away that shallow cross to Jamar Chase. As a result, Thaddeus Moss is coming across the middle and creating a big throwing window for Joe Burrow to get him the ball. He does a good job of reading the defender's leverage, laying the ball outside for Thaddeus Moss to go get it, and LSU is able to get a big chunk play and a first down on the play. Now let's look at the angle from Joe Burrow to watch what he sees here. As you'll notice here, he does a good job of holding the safety, and then watch how he goes through his progression, checks the shallow cross, then he sees the corner creep up. Now he got Thaddeus Moss coming across the middle, and LSU is able to get a big gain on the play. Now let's watch the Saints employ a similar concept here. You're going to have Taysom Hill at the top of your screen running a shallow cross with the deep digs coming from Jared Cook and the slot receiver at the bottom of your screen. The Rams blitz their linebacker, and the safety is going to come down and replace him, taking away the shallow cross to Taysom Hill. But Teddy does a good job of going through his progressions, seeing that safety creep up on the shallow cross, thus creating that huge throwing window for Jared Cook coming across the middle. So now let's watch from Teddy's point of view to see what he sees during this play. He also does a good job of holding the safety with his eyes, is what you'll see here. He's patient, goes through his progressions. He doesn't bite on the shallow cross just yet. He just allows Jared Cook to come open across the middle, allowing the Saints to get a first down. On this play, you're going to see the Saints employ a dagger concept, which means your slot receiver at the top of your screen is going to run a clear out to take the safety over top. Michael Thomas is going to run the square in right behind him. You'll see Alvin Kamara coming across the middle on the shallow cross. What you'll notice here is the slot receiver, the clear out guy, is going to take the safety with him to create that throwing window right behind the linebackers. The linebacker here has to respect that shallow cross with Alvin Kamara coming up. That's going to create a nice little throwing window for Teddy to get the ball to MT. MT does a good job of settling in the soft spot of the zone, and Teddy's able to step up in the pocket and deliver a strike for another chunk play. Now let's watch it from a different angle here. What you'll notice here is Teddy does a good job again. He's not looking off his receiver. He's keeping the safety honest. What I like here is how he steps up in the pocket, keeps two hands on the ball. You see good pocket mobility. He's able to adjust his arm angle to squeeze the ball to MT on the route to get a first down. So in the previous series of plays, we saw how you can attack the defense using double digs from the same side of the field. You can also use post-dig combinations. It's called Yankee concepts or pin concepts, where you have receivers coming in opposite directions, maybe on a post dig or a post square in. Here, LSU is going to have square in routes coming from both sides of the formation. As you'll see here, the flat defender is going to widen, allowing an opening to come across the middle with Jamar Chase right in between the soft spot of the zone. Joe Burrow identifies this quickly and is able to get the ball right over the middle to his receiver. He almost ran into his teammate there. I don't know if one guy might have not ran it deep enough, but nonetheless, they were able to get a big play. Here you're going to see the Saints employ a similar Yankee concept where the slot receiver is going to run a deep post and the tight end's going to come across the middle on a dig. Again, Teddy identifies this quickly. You're going to see the linebacker peeking in the backfield, and the tight ends are able to sneak right behind him, and Teddy's able to step up and get the ball to his man for about a 20-yard gain or so. It's also very effective in play action. You'll see here Teddy find Michael Thomas come on this play action deep crosser, gets the ball out there to him. They say Teddy doesn't have a deep ball. From what I've seen, it looks pretty well. And here, Teddy just does a good job of sliding the pocket and, again, connecting with Michael Thomas on this deep crosser against Chicago as well. So you just see how these deep crosses are also a staple of both the New Orleans Saints and the LSU offenses. Joe Brady is also creative with his smash concepts, which involve attacking a defender in the flat and the corner route right behind him. Another way to high-low defenders and attack at different levels. Here you're going to see the linebacker carry the slot receiver to the corner route, and the corner in this cover 2, it looks like, is going to stay in the flat with the running back. But Joe Burrow does a good job of just going through his progressions. He sees the corner route isn't there. He's able to come back to the post and get the touchdown for LSU. On here, you'll see the Saints employ a smash concept as well. Tampa comes out in a disguise cover 2 defense. Teddy does a good job of reading well and finding that opening in that corner pocket of the cover 2, delivering an accurate strike to Michael Thomas to get a big 18-yard gain on the play for the Saints. And lastly, we'll just look at some vertical concepts that LSU and the Saints were both able to employ. When they're able to see man press coverage on the outside and just have that mentality that my guy is better than your guy, you'll often just see, Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, or Teddy Bridgewater with Michael Thomas and Ted Ginn. Just take that mentality, my guy is better than your guy, and stretch the field vertically. Being able to stretch the defense that way on these vertical pass concepts allows the underneath routes, which we've been discussing throughout this video, to open up as well. So you just see the importance of being able to have multiple weapons on the field in order for this offense to function properly.